Yeah, welcome to the Weege Show. Welcome to the first ever Supercross from Protective Stadium in Birmingham, which is not just the name, but also symbolic because they are protecting this track. Now look, I am the one who says do not predict mud races 8 days in advance. I heard last Friday at Daytona, look out, it's gonna rain in Birmingham. Well, it's like drizzling right now. I don't even have the hood of my beautiful Racer X soft shell jacket up because I don't need it, it's not raining that bad. It's a drizzle right now, and I was talking to Jim Perry. He's one of the guys that helps arrange all this stuff on the floor for Feld, and he said, yeah, now that we're laying all this stuff out, see all the plastic behind me, now it's gonna end up not raining. Tomorrow, I believe the rain is completely out of the forecast, and right now I don't think it's coming down that bad, so I don't think it's gonna be as bad or the full San Francisco-San Diego mudder that people thought that we would have here 8 days ago when they saw the weather forecast. Now, I did hear that the track has been changed. The whoops are much less gnarly, just in case it does rain. When they built these things a couple days ago, they didn't know what they were gonna get. So unlike San Francisco, we're not gonna have a super gnarly whoop section. And I think one of the triples is now a double. Yeah, I think right here, this should be a triple. This should be a triple takeoff, but there's only a landing behind it. It's a double, not a triple, I think. So there are some changes just in case it ended up being super bad. But since they built it, like I said, now the weather forecast says Saturday will be okay. And I got to take my wins when I can get them because it's been a mud season for sure. So I got to try to remind everybody that not every mud race we predict turns out to be an actual mud race. But as you can see, precautions are being taken. Anyway, since press day will not happen today because the track is covered, we're gonna go to the Barber Motorsports Museum about 20 minutes from here. I've covered this on the Weege Show before. We'll see if we find any riders or industry folks to have some conversations with. And I wanna remind you that not only is it not gonna be a mud race, but also that this show is brought to you by Honda and the CRF250R and CRF450R holding the points lead in both classes because Max Anstie, who is not a factory rider, is still leading the absolutely nuts 250 East standings. Eagle-eyed Brian Johnson of MTF pointed out to me when I was bench racing him at Daytona that Max is 52 points. That's normally what a guy that sweeps the first 2 rounds of a championship would have in 2 races. The points leader has that in 3 races this year. That's how nuts 250 East has been. What is Max? 268 with his results, and that's good enough for the points lead. I'm really intrigued by that class. 450s have been so exciting this year. I haven't talked about 250s enough. We'll get to it. No, it's not gonna rain though. It's not gonna rain. Okay. It's not. You guys are good. You guys are good. Believe me, folks. We'll be right back. All right, look, guys. I know I said it was gonna be good. It's rained a lot more than I thought. It is now 3 o'clock here, so 5 hours have passed since I shot that opener. It's raining pretty good. The track is covered. That start, that's not looking good. But I'm still gonna hold with. The rain's gonna be gone in the morning and we'll be okay, except that start stretch, as it usually is, might be a little soft. Sections between where the tarps go. But I did talk to some riders about the mud. I think a lot of people, literally Brock Glover, I saw walk by Max Anstie and say, you doing the rain dance? Max said, yes, I did win last year in the mud in East Rutherford, and I do know how to ride those conditions. But he does not want it to rain for 2 reasons. A, we heard all this Max Anstie flying at the test track hype at the beginning of the year. He said that, especially when there's legit whoops, that's actually, he can't believe it himself that he's gotten this good at whoops. He was, 3 years ago, he said he was learning from Adam Enticknap in LCQs how to go through whoops. Now he goes to the Star facility on gnarly big whoops. He's arguably the fastest guy during the week. So he's bummed that there haven't been real whoops at any point this year. They keep breaking down. And then here they've already turned them into rollers in anticipation of it being muddy because we had really bad whoops in the mud at San Francisco. So he's bummed on that. And every rider I talked to today, as far as the rain is concerned, even Shane McElrath, who had a great run in the mud earlier in the year, and Anstie, they all say mud is just, you know, you get a bad start or you tip over or your goggles go bad or the bike goes bad. There's still just so much luck on your side. None of them are actually rooting for this. Maybe Aaron Plessinger. But they hope for good conditions tomorrow. Max especially really wants to show what he's got. And he knows without the gnarly whoops, it'll be a little bit tougher. But no one is rooting for a mud race tomorrow, even if they've had good results in the mud previously. And Max also said that he gets a little worried because his team doesn't race outdoors at all. His bike got a little hot at Daytona. He's got a Supercross style engine with a lot of low end, and it doesn't want to be revved out and wound out like some of what he thinks teams that have bikes where they have a little more time in development and long, grueling motos outdoors. So he is not rooting for rain. He is just hoping he can keep the points lead. Well, it's raining more than I anticipated it would rain outside, but it's still Friday. It's still Friday. I think the rain's gonna be gone by the morning, and we should still be good, except the start, which will be wet, but they probably sealed it in, so that should be not too bad. As far as spectators go, you got it great, because there's a roof over our heads. We have enclosed pits. I just came from downstairs. That's where KTM and Husqvarna and Gas, Ken Roxon's Progressive X-Star Suzuki team. Speaking of Ken Roxon, look at this. It's pretty cool. There you go. And then some other factory teams are up here, Kawasaki and Honda, for example, and Yamaha. Talked to Cooper Webb earlier. You can watch that on our first look show that we shot today. And it was pretty cool. Cooper, you know, is the kind of guy who's super unfiltered. He just tells you the truth. Sometimes for him, it's a harsh truth. Sometimes he just tells you that he rode bad. He admits, like, he knew the bar was going to be higher this year with Jett Lawrence entering the class. And credit to him for not saying, nah, he's a rookie. Nah, I'm an established vet. You know, he's got to figure out what I'm doing. No. He knew watching outdoors that Jett would be taking things to another level. And as Cooper said, for Daytona, he felt like he rode well, but he got fourth because last year he was battling Sexton and Tomac, and now they've added another guy. And he said in Detroit, he got fourth because he feels like he rode well. But we added another guy in the mix this year. So full marks and full props that he's giving to his young rival, and he knows he's got to get even better. I mean, that's just the level that Jett has taken this to. And that's why I think last week to me was the most pivotal race of the year. You know, if Jett could go out and win at Daytona when Tomac and Webb were starting to catch fire after going 1-2 the previous week, and we all know Daytona, that's Tomac's best track. If Jett could win there, man, that's a big statement, and he did it. So they're running out of time. They're running out of time to answer back. Not time as far as points or the amount of races left. There's plenty of time to make up 10 points. Plenty of time to win races. We're still not even halfway. But what is inarguable is that is a statement level win. And I think the reason Jett was pounding his chest as he came across the finish wasn't because he caught and passed Sexton and Tomac to win that. It was because he avoided the rookie style mistake that had been his problem in the first half of the year on a track that breeds mistakes. He was pretty close to flawless on a track where it's really hard to be flawless. And I think that's the problem for everyone else. We have not seen anyone go fast enough yet to just pull it away from him. They've had to count on him making mistakes. And if he's not going to make as many of those anymore, it's like he's learning fast. It's going to be harder and harder for them to unseat him. Because remember, he's a rookie. He's going to get better week in and week out. And I go all the way back to San Diego where he had a big crash on press day. And I thought his season might be done. Coulda, shoulda, woulda broke his wrist there when he cased a rhythm lane. And I talked to Jett's dad the next day, and he said, I think sometimes it comes so easy for him that you are too lackadaisical and you're not locked in and focused. And on a Supercross track, you have to be at all times. Uh-oh, it's raining much harder now. So if Jett figures out how to avoid those mistakes, and we're halfway to the rookie season, you would think maybe he'll be a little better than he was. That's going to be a different road for these guys. And like Cooper Webb said, they're going to have to raise the bar. And I said, I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to race against the best. But unfortunately, this kid's going to be here a while. We got to figure it out. So that'll be interesting to see. I advise you to watch that first look show because we also went to the beautiful Barber Motorsports Museum, which is 20 minutes from here. I've done some Weege shows on that before. We met up with Malcolm Stewart at that. So on a rainy Friday, it was cool to just go to the museum and look at what I believe is the world's largest collection of motorcycles. It was amazing. And now I'm getting rained on and we got to go. And thanks for Honda for backing our show. And we'll see you on TV tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to be muddy somehow.